Chemistry, CBSE 10th class, second chapter. Acids, bases, and salts. First of all, let us write the properties of acids. First property of acid. Acids are sour in taste. Sour means katta. So that they taste sour. So all citrus fruits like lemon, orange, all are sour in taste. Katta taste रहता. So acids are sour in taste. First property. Second property. Solutions of acid conduct electricity. That means, what is solution? When you add solute and solvent. When you add solute and solvent, you will get a solution. So when you add water to acid, it becomes acid solution. Acid solution conduct electricity means that solution will allow current to pass through it. That acid solution will allow current to pass through it. So it is a conductor. Acid solution is a conductor. So the second property of acids is acid solutions conduct electricity. Next, acids turn blue litmus paper to red. Litmus paper is a indicator. It is an indicator. It indicates whether the given substance is acid or base. When you dip this litmus paper in acid, when you dip blue litmus paper in acid, you are dipping blue litmus paper in acid. So it will change. Blue litmus will change to red. So acids change blue litmus paper to red. So these are the properties of acids. Now let us see the properties of bases. Bases are bitter in taste. Bitter means kadwa taste rehta. Bases are bitter in taste. Solutions of base conduct electricity. When you add water to base, it becomes basic solution. If the base is soluble in water, it is called alkali. If a base is soluble in water, it is called alkali. When you add water to base, it becomes a basic solution, and basic solutions conduct electricity. That means they allow current to pass through them. Bases turn red litmus to blue. How does the color change? Bases, when you dip the litmus paper in base, if you dip a litmus paper in base, red litmus will turn into blue. So these are the properties of bases. What is the definition of alkali? A base which is soluble in water is called alkali. Let us take some examples. Water soluble bases. Let us take some examples of water soluble bases. Sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are examples of water soluble bases. What are organic acids? The acids present in plants and animals are called organic acids. So naturally occurring acids are called organic acids. Let us find some organic acids. Where do we find acetic acid? Acetic acid. Acetic acid is found in vinegar. Okay, we use vinegar in our kitchen, in our dishes. So in vinegar we have acetic acid. Where do we find citric acid? Citric acid is found in citrus fruits. Can you name some citrus fruits?
Orange. Orange.
It is found in citrus fruits. So oranges, lemons are citrus fruits like oranges and lemons. Got it? The next acid is lactic acid. Where can you find lactic acid? Lactic acid is present in curd. Curd is also called sour milk. So curd, so in sour milk we find lactic acid. Next acid, tartaric acid. Tartaric acid. Tartaric acid is present in tamarind, grapes. It is also found in tomatoes. Sorry, not in tomatoes. Tartaric acid present in tamarind and unripe grapes. Unripe grapes. So once recollect, acetic acid is present in vinegar, citric acid is present in citrus fruits like oranges and lemons. Lactic acid is present in curd. Tartaric acid is present in tamarind and unripe grapes. Now next organic acid is oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is present in tomatoes. Next acid is formic acid. Formic acid is also called as methanoic acid. So this acid is present in the sting of ant. It is present in ant sting. When ant stings, it releases this acid. That's why we get little bit of redness in that area. We get little bit of uh, pain in that area. So all this is because ant releases formic acid. So next acid is, yes, this formic acid is also present in some plants. There is a plant called nettle plant. In the leaf, nettle leaf sting. you can find this formic acid. Okay, so all organic acids are weak acids. We can eat them. They are eatable acids. They are occurring naturally. Okay, they are not harmful. These acids are not harmful. They are weak acids. We can eat these acids. They are eatable acids. All these acids are naturally occurring. So either we can get these acids from plants or animals. Here, what is the acid found in animal? Formic acid or methanoic acid is found in ant sting or nettle leaf sting. The nettle leaf is somewhat like this. It has all stings. If anyone goes near it, it will sting. And honeybee also releases this acid, methanoic acid, which causes a lot of irritation, redness in that area. Okay, honeybee also releases acid. So generally we find two types of acids. The first type is organic acid, which is present in plants and animals. And the next one is mineral acids, which is prepared from minerals in the labs. So organic acids are weak acids. So let's see some examples of organic acids. Acetic acid, which is found in vinegar. Citric acid is found in citrus fruits like lemons and oranges. Lactic acid is found in curd. Tartaric acid is found in tamarind. Oxalic acid is found in tomatoes. Formic acid is found in ant sting. When ant stings now, it will release these acids. That's why we get a lot of pain and irritation in that area. So all these are organic acids. They are weak acids. Acidic acid, for example, this acidic acid, vinegar is used in pickles. So they are eatable acids. Okay, they are not harmful. Whereas these are the most commonly used mineral acids, which are very strong. They are harmful. We should handle these acids with care. Even after diluting, they are harmful. So if you are exposed to these acids, they burn the skin. They are capable of burning the skin. So all these acids, the mineral acids, are strong acids. Got it? We can't eat them. We can't eat. Okay, one acid which is mineral acid, but it is not much strong, is carbonic acid. Carbonic acid is used in soft drinks like cool drinks. So it's a mineral acid, but it is weak acid. Now, sour foods like pickles, curd, lemon juice, orange juice should not be kept in metal vessels. Why? Because these foods contain acid. Here we have citrus. Lemon is citrus. So what is the acid present in lemon? Curd contains lactic acid. Pickles, vinegar is used. Acetic acid is used in pickles. Citric acid is present in lemon juice. So all these foods contain weak acids. So these food particles should not be kept in metal vessels or copper vessel or brass vessels. They should not be preserved in metal vessels. Why? Because the acids present in them react with metal and produce poisonous compounds, and the food may get poisonous. That's the reason pickles are always preserved in glass bottles rather than metal vessels. They are preserved in glass bottles. Why? Because these food substances contain acid in them, and when you preserve these food particles, food substances in metal vessels, the acid will react with metal and produce poisonous compounds, and the food may get poisonous. That's the reason we generally preserve these food particles, these food substances in glass bottles. So weak acids are quite safe to eat or drink. Most of the weak acids are used as food ingredients. Let us see some examples. Acetic acid in the form of vinegar is used in pickles and tomato ketchup. Tartaric acid is used in baking powder. And because of this tartaric acid only, the cakes become spongy, okay, and fluffy. Cakes become fluffy and spongy because of this tartaric acid. That we'll learn in later in the next topics which are going to come in future. Okay. Now, carbonic acid is used in soft drinks and soda water. These are the few examples where acids are used as food ingredients. Tartaric, when you add tartaric acid to baking powder, we have some advantages. The cake becomes very spongy and it will become fluffy. And the reasons we'll know later. In later classes, we'll know the reasons. And just note down that these are the acids which are used as food ingredients. These are weak acids, so they are safe to eat or drink. Got it? Now let us know what is the basic difference between concentrated acid and dilute acid. In your school lab, you might see acids kept in bottles and label is written on it that it is concentrated HCl or dilute H2SO4. Generally in labs, in school labs, generally dilute acids are used. Concentrated acids are really very harmful. Now, concentrated acids have very less amount of water, minimum water. Okay, so these concentrated acids are too dangerous. Okay, now dilute acid, when you add water to the acid, it becomes dilute. Okay, dilute acid contains more water. So this is the basic difference between concentrated acid and dilute acid. Okay. What is the correct method of diluting? What is diluting? Adding water. When you mix water to acid, the acid gets diluted. So now we are going to discuss what is the correct method of diluting. We can dilute acids in two ways. We can add water to acid, this first method. Adding water to acid. In the second method, you can add acid to water. Which is the correct procedure? Is it okay to add water to acid, or Is it correct to add acid to water? Let us see. You should never add water to acid. This is wrong method of diluting. Water should not be added to acid. Why? Because the reaction between acid and water is highly exothermic reaction. Lot of heat is released. When you add water to acid, due to heat, the water will become vapor. The water immediately becomes, due to heat, it becomes into vapor. These vapors move up. These hot vapors of water will move up, and they spill the acid all over. So this acid may spill on your face, and it may, this method is harmful. Why? Because acid can fall on your face. So what is the best method of diluting? The correct way of diluting is acid should be added to water, and you should add acid dropwise. You should add acid dropwise, and you should continuously stir the glass, water glass. You should continuously mix. Water is a good coolant. It has capacity to absorb the heat. When you add acid to water, if at all any heat is released, that will be absorbed by water. Okay, and you are adding drop wise, so whatever small amount of heat is released, that will be absorbed by water, and this method is the correct way of diluting. It's safe method and correct method of diluting. In the first method, adding water to acid is not at all correct. Why? Because when you add water, immediately that water will become into vapor, and these hot vapors will spill out the acid all over, and it the acid may fall on your hands or face, and it's dangerous. So this method is wrong method of diluting. This is the correct method of diluting. You should add acid drop wise and continuously stir the glass, water glass, and slowly you should add acid, and this is the correct method of diluting acids. Hope you understood this concept.